Oh, that was good. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Here I am with Janeen Sonsie. She's somebody new to me. We have a lot of mutual friends. She's very active in supporting women, and I was very keen to talk to her and what she's doing. She hails from Australia. Anyway, more about that later. So it's hello, Janeen.
Hello, Mike. It's nice to meet you. I mean, I'm not actually new to the area. I've been here for 6 years, so I'm surprised we haven't met yet. Maybe we have.
Maybe
I
we
don't know.
have, or maybe we haven't. No, it's entirely possible. It's amazing how
Yes,
you could be in the same pool and not swim by the same people. It's extraordinary. That's nice for you.
exactly. Yes,
Anyway, you come from Australia.
I do, from Melbourne, Australia, to be exact.
How did you
And
wind up here? Well, that's Brian Smith and Beverly Holt territory, isn't it, Melbourne?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, I've been chatting with Beverly and we've been keeping up every now and then, as you do. And yes, they're currently in my hometown with Brian's parents.
Oh, that's fascinating. So, how did you come to shift from Melbourne to the Riviera?
It's an interesting story. I'm going to say I had a calling to come and live in France, and I'd had this calling and this like a soul desire for more than half my life, since my 20s. And I've just always loved France. You know, I love the food, the wine, the architecture, the history, um, and even the people. I love the people. And and I so it had been to move to France had been my 5 year plan for 10 years in Melbourne. And things life wasn't going the way I wanted it to there. I wasn't building the business that I wanted. And I mean, I was trying to build the business that I wanted, but it wasn't working. So I went to a channeler and I said to him, so what's my block? What's stopping me from, doing what I know I should be doing? And he said, what do you want to do? And I said, help women live a more fulfilling life. And he said, how well are you doing that yourself? And I went, pretty crappily at the moment.
That's honest.
and and then he said something that really hit home for me. And he said, our purpose in life is not to help others. And I went, what? I've just spent 20 years in personal development learning that it's all about serving.
Hmm.
And he said, no, he said, our purpose in life is to live the happiest life we can for ourselves. And then we will have the energy that will attract others to us to want to hear our story. And I went, well, if
Well,
that's the case, I may as well just sell up and move to France because that's what I want to do. And so I did. I had been held back by my own fears of if I couldn't make business work in my hometown, how could I make it work in another country where I didn't speak the language? And and also I had elderly parents who were unwell. They were in aged care facility, and in the nicest way possible, I was waiting for them to die so that I could be with them and then go. But they kept holding
I don't know
on.
how you could say in the nicest way possible. I was waiting for them to die. That's just
Well, actually, it sort of was because my mum had advanced Lewy bodies dementia,
Oh, sorry.
and
No, I
that was
make light
really.
of it, but I understand.
I know I make light of it. It's fine. I'm cool with it. Um, but it was her life was a living nightmare. So
Oh, poor thing.
she was waiting to die as well. She wanted to die. She said, I don't want to live like this. And that's fair enough. So we were sort of, and my dad was in a wheelchair and they'd been together for 20, no, they'd been together for 70 years.
Wow.
And so they weren't going to be separated for long. So anyhow, I went, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell up at home in Melbourne, and I'm going to move to France. And
Wow.
then I started, and my plan was to go to the Dordogne region. I love that. It's so beautiful. Uh, but I had a Facebook friend from Chicago who was posting all these photos of Nice. And I said, hey, Corinne, what's going on? And she said, "Oh, I've made the sea change. I've moved here." And I went, "I'm coming to live in France too." I said, "I'm coming over to for 3 months to go to French school first." And she said, "Well, why not come to Nice?" And I went, "Okay, why not?" And so I was here 7 years ago for 3 months. And in that time, I came up with the idea of starting a membership community for English speaking women in France. And I started a Facebook group called Expat Women in France, which is still going and now has 20,000 women in it. And in that time, I also met people like Beverly. I made a few friends. And when I went back to Australia to get my visa, I thought maybe I should just go back to the Riviera because at least I'm familiar with it. I know some people, and that's how I ended up on the Riviera.
And so you're here.
So I'm here.
Oh, you're
Yes.
here. But I know you've got family background from Italy. Weren't you drawn to Italy at all?
Funnily, no,
It's
no,
interesting.
not
Yeah.
not at all. It's I think it's a past life connection for me. I
Um,
think I've lived here, and there was something I still needed to do in France, or you know, there's a place where you can go, and every time I visited France, I just felt at home here.
yeah.
And I never felt
Too.
that in
Yeah.
any other country.
Yeah. I'm with that. Totally.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had that for France as
Absolutely.
well.
No, I have that connection. It is very true. I just can't imagine being anywhere else. It's
Yeah,
great. Anyway,
yeah,
we need to talk about what a reinvention alchemist is.
yeah. I know, it's cool. So basically, I help women reinvent themselves.
Mhm.
That's what it comes down to. And so the alchemist part is, alchemy is where you put the elements together and change their presentation in the world. And that's what I do with women. So I work with mature professional women who are facing a life transition, because I've faced many of those myself.
Yeah.
But they're feeling fear and self-doubt, and can they do it? A bit like when before I came to France, that's what I was feeling. And I help them delve deep into their subconscious self-beliefs and where they've come from and why they were necessary then, but not necessary in their life now. So we change those beliefs to self-fulfilling beliefs, and then I help them create their life vision.
Wow. Now, is this a one-to-one, a group, a retreat type way of doing it? How do you approach
Well,
it?
it's interesting you should mention all those three things because they're all three ways I want to, work with women. At the moment, it's one-on-one, and it's the reinvention journey is a 10-month program of 30 one-on-one sessions.
Wow.
And we go through the breakthrough quest first, where we break through the beliefs, and then the life vision quest, where we implement, integrate, embody these new beliefs, and create their life vision. So one-on-one now, my intention is to do group sessions later when I've built up a bit. And I am planning a retreat in April next year, I think it's 24th to 26th. And that will be in Gruyere. And I'm looking forward to it, but I needed to build up first this year. That was
What?
my
Can I ask you why Gruyere? Because I know that's the mountainy bits, as I call
Well, I live in Vence,
it. Right.
so I'm at the foot of the mountains. I mean, if I turn this around, you can see I've got the beautiful hills out
Look at you.
there. Yeah, it's magnificent. And from the front, I can see the sea, basically from St. Jean-Cap-Ferrat to Villeneuve-Loubet. So
Wow.
fabulous. Um, but it's the venue that I found called Le Foulon in
Oh,
Gruyere with another Mike, and I've forgotten his wife's name, doesn't matter. It's just the most beautiful venue. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's set in a valley surrounded by trees, no neighbors. It's like an old I think it's an old hotel or, hotel dot.
Oh,
And it's just perfect for being able to do yoga classes, personal development circles, and and dance and party and have great food. That's my plan for next
well,
year.
I like the last two.
Yes.
So, that sounds fascinating. But do you do things over Zoom or is it all one-to-one in person?
No, it's over Zoom.
Oh,
So my focus is on English speaking women, of course, because my French is still crap. And to be honest, I can't see myself ever getting to the stage of French that I'd be able to do the work that I do. And
understandable.
yeah, because it's all about the communication and being specific with the words. So, what was the question? Do it over Zoom. Yes, currently, yes, it's all over Zoom. So
Okay,
I
so
focus on women in the UK, US, and Canada.
right, that was my next question. It's not just Riviera women, it's women anywhere who need this sort of support.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can they find out more about you, please?
Okay, so my website is called getrealcommunication.com.
It's an excellent site, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. So that talks about the journey, so the reinvention journey, and my other coaching program, which is Unlock Your Next Chapter. So if anyone's not ready to do the full 10-month deep dive, we can start with a 1 month
Have you
fairly
ever
deep
written
dive.
a book?
I have. Funny you should ask that. Let me grab
Oh,
it. So I have a book called Get Real, Get the Balls to Get Real.
oh, okay.
I'll tell you what the balls are. So the balls stand for be open and honest,
Okay.
adopt an accepting attitude, lose the blame game, listen to understand, and stay present. Because communication is also a passion of mine. That's available on my website. It was available on Amazon, but I had a mishap with user accounts on Amazon,
That
and it's
happens to
not
a
back
lot of
up.
people, funnily enough. It's
Oh,
interesting.
does it?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
no. Amazon is not quite straightforward in the publishing line of things,
no,
but
no, it makes it
there you
tricky.
go.
So
Anyway,
yeah, people can find me there or on Facebook or LinkedIn. My name is unique. I'm really easy to find. And I've still got the Expat Women in France Facebook group going, who are
well,
for women who just want to ask questions, get support, feel supported by a beautiful community.
oh, that's wonderful. I commend you. Anybody who develops a community deserves applause. You certainly deserve that applause. Anyway, I will point people to your website, the Facebook page, and so on. And right now, I will say, though, our time is up, and I'm going to say a huge thank you, Janine. It was
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you and to share my story. I really appreciate it.
a total pleasure. Now, we end by having big smiles while I find the off button, which is always a
Okay.
for me.
I know
Thanks
the
again,
feeling.
Jenny.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so